What it do, people? You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. NBA, picking with Pop. Let's go.
Yeah, great fire.
On a Sunday.
When I wanna chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, popimism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the bang line in the air, throwing signals. When I wanna chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, popimism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the bang lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. I'm trying to get rich. Who else in the building trying to break the house? What it do, people? Welcome back to another edition of NBA Picking with Pop. I am your host, Popovist. Happy Sunday, fun day, the day before the B-Day. Nice NBA slate today, 9 games on the slate. We're going to break them down real quick. But as we always do around this time, let's give a quick recap and a quick record check. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep it transparent. So yesterday it was 5 games on the slate. We did bad again, still trying to see the board well and figure it out. We went 1 for 4. We had the Denver Chicken Nuggets, as JaY would say, Chicken Nuggets. They smashed the Phoenix Suns. We had Indiana. They lost against OKC. I mean, not OKC. Who the Pacers played yesterday? Damn, I wrote the wrong thing down. It happens sometimes. Oh, the Memphis Grizzlies. That should be the Memphis. Against the Memphis Grizzlies. They got blown out. Had Philly as the player of the day. They came close. Got down in the end of the third quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, they had to fight, scratch, and claw to get back. They won by 4, and the spread was 4.5. Another strong pick that we thought was a good pick was Atlanta. We had that as a lock. Not from Yonkers. They played OKC. OKC blew them out. And Orlando Magic, another stinker, another head scratcher. And you say, damn, y'all are a young team still. Like, you comfortable at home. You let Chicago come in there and beat you. And it's been a lot of dogs since the league, opened up. And we'll get to that right in a second. But let's first get to the record. My record is overall in total 13-20 out of 33 games. So is Jay Briggs, the person who I tag, or I'm going to tag in every single video for the rest of the season. This will be the last season. Just still having fun with it last year. Y'all know the story. So his record is 13-22. He went 3-2 yesterday, so he did have a winning record. His play of the day was the Oklahoma City Thunder, and his lock or his premium play was the Denver Nuggets, same as mine. His play of the day, he's 3-2. I'm 1-4, and as far as the locks, I'm 1-6. But I plan on rectifying that. With that being said, let's get right into today's action. First game up, we got San Antonio Spurs at home. This day opening day. The season started on Tuesday, but a lot of these teams, actually 6 on the slate today, will be opening up at home. So that's just something to think about. And before we dive into the game, let me just say this. Wednesday night, when it was 12 games, it was 9 underdogs, my calculation. Give or take 1 or 2 games, depending on the spread. 3 favorites. On Friday, the other day that it was 12 games, 9 underdogs and 3 favorites. Today, for some reason, I think it'll be the favorites will probably win today most of the games. But it's 6 NBA teams that's having their opening night tonight. Spurs is one of them. They playing the Brooklyn Nets. They giving Brooklyn 10.5. Some of y'all might have 11. I'm looking at CBS Sports app, and right now I have I got 10.5 on the CBS Sports app. I like the Spurs to win and cover. It's a relatively early game. Spurs 2-0. Beat Dallas for what it's worth. Dallas looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky. They looking a little nervous. Brooklyn, on the other hand, out on the road. lost to the Charlotte Hornets, put up 117, but still gave up 136. I think the Spurs will be in that same fashion. I like the over in this game as well, but I see the Spurs winning, and I see them blowing them out. Next game up, we got Boston Celtics out on the road at Detroit Pistons. Pistons opening night out on the road at Chicago, then at Houston. Boston at home. Philly lost a heartbreaker by 1. That was the VJ Edgecombe game and Maxey game. Then went on the road to play my New York Knicks. Was getting blown out. Came back, made it close. Then the Knicks took off again. Now they back on the road at Detroit. Detroit is giving 3.5. I understand why they favor, but I just don't think that Boston will go 0-3. I definitely could be wrong, but Detroit still got to prove it to me. I know they made the playoffs last year. Took my New York Knicks to 7 games as not being in the playoffs and just growing up, quote unquote, before our eyes. But I still think Boston can hang. You're giving me 3.5. I'm gonna take it. Next game up, we got Milwaukee Bucks out on the road playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland 6.5 home favorite, 1-1. Bucks 2-0. Cleveland won the last 5 games in this series. Granted, Dame Lillard was out. Giannis, I think, missed 1 or 2 games. Cleveland was the dominant factor last year until they wasn't. They got, pretty much swept out of the playoffs. But I think they won the first 15 games last year. Had one of the best records up until All-Star break, and then obviously OKC overtook them. Given 6.5 at home, still a little injury banged up. Looked like Hunter might play today. Strauss is still out. Darius Garland is still out. Bucks, on the other hand, you beat the Washington Wizards, and you beat Toronto on the road. But you're giving me 6.5. The public is jumping on it, and that's why I got to go the opposite way. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they will win, and I think they will cover at home today. Next game up, we got the New York Knicks out on the road at Miami. And y'all know what I'm about to do. It's New York in the house. It's Brooklyn in the house. Uptown in the house. Like, Shaolin, are you in the house? New York Knicks road favorites by 2.5. Coming off, like I said, the victory over Boston, and then opening night at home against Cleveland. So this will be their first road game, road test against a familiar foe. Miami and the New York Knicks have had plenty of battles, and I've been here for a lot of them since '94 when I started watching basketball. I was a late bloomer. Anyway, Miami coming off the impressive victory over Memphis, blew them out like crazy, and we had Miami as a lock that day. I'm on my New York Knicks, but I'm not going to bet on this one because I think Miami can win at home. Knicks is a little banged up. Ever since the opening day, Knicks been fake trying to manipulate the roster. Anthony Towns on the injury list. Josh Hart, he on the injury list. And Ginobili gonna play. Brunson obviously. If everybody plays what I think they're gonna play, then I think the Knicks can get the victory. But I won't be surprised if Miami come out with the victory. So that's why I'm gonna stay away from the game. Plus, when I bet on the Knicks or I bet against them, because I don't always bet with them. I don't bet with my heart. I'll be fucked either way. So I try to stay away from them. Anyway, next game up, we got Charlotte Hornets out on the road facing the Washington Wizards. Wizards giving 2.5. And you say, damn, the Wizards giving 2.5? Wizards shouldn't be favored over nobody. Then when you start thinking about a couple of factors, you say, all right, Charlotte played a tough game yesterday. Almost won, was winning. Then Philly came back and they won the game money line. Didn't cover the spread, won by 4. First game at home, you beat Brooklyn. It's 2 games in, 3 games in, so nobody's the worst yet, right? Or some teams really are. But Brooklyn is trash. Washington, on the other hand, you lost to the Bucks, a team that dominates you. Then you go out on the road and you beat Dallas Mavericks by 10 at Dallas. Not really that impressive either, in the sense that Dallas is looking like L Trashington. However, in addition to Charlotte traveling and playing a tough game yesterday, even though Washington Wizards is trash, sprinkle some dirt on them. Oh, by the way, who has beaten them the last 5 times? That would be the Washington Wizards. When I looked up and I'm diving in, I'm saying, damn, the Wizards beat Charlotte 5 times in a row. And they sure have. And if you don't believe me, let's go right here. Last 5 games. Washington Wizards beat the Charlotte Hornets 113 to 100, 124 to 14, 113 to 110, 123 to 114, and 112 to 100. Then they lost 2 in a row, 114, 117, 117, 124. Then they won 2 in a row. Now I get it. You know, Charlotte has been trash for a little while. On an injury report for them, Brandon Miller won't play. I think he got a neck injury or a shoulder injury. And y'all know I told y'all about these new guys. My neck, my back, my hamstring, my ankle, my calf. A little light in the ass, even though they bigger than me. I'm not no basketball player. With all that being said, I'm going with C.J. McCollum. I'm going with K. George. I'm going with Middleton and Alex Starr. I like Wizards at home. I think they could win, and I think they could cover. Plus, it's their opening game at home. Next game up, we got the Indiana Pacers out on the road at Minnesota. Minnesota is big favorites because Indiana is dealing with some injuries. Minnesota is given 12.5. This is going to be their home opener as well. Started the season against the Blazers. They won by 4, and then at the Lakers and got blitzed. Now they coming home. Injury report. We got a slew of players out for Indiana. We got Benedict Mathurin, Napier, Quint Jackson, and T.J. McConnell. Well, I think he's been out. Only person that's out for Minnesota who I never heard of is Dillingham. I think Minnesota win. I think they cover. I think they give their crowd, you know, what they want. We're going to roll with Minnesota. Next game up should be a good one. We got the Toronto Raptors out on the road at the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas is a 1.5 home favorite. I was leaning towards Dallas, but then I switched my pick. Just like I did with Denver yesterday, I was on Phoenix. The reason why I was leaning towards Dallas, first of all, is they can't be this bad, right? Can't be this bad. They're one of the few teams you starting off 3 straight games at home. You lost 1, you lost 2. Are you going to lose 3 straight games at home? I don't know. But I'm not rocking with them. I can't rock with them. I think I like more what I've seen out of Toronto, even though it's a young season. They played Milwaukee tough. I thought they would win that game because Toronto is in the World Series, the Blue Jays. They won the first game in big fashion, and Toronto lost. Maybe because they pushed the game up an hour. Giannis and them did, fight and win that game outright. Then they went on the road and they beat Atlanta. Atlanta is still missing, working in some pieces. So is that really a big win? But Dallas, on the other hand, you lost to the Spurs. No shame in that. But losing to the Washington Wizards, that I can't go for. The public is on Dallas 61%, and I was leaning towards them too. I'm gonna be mad for taking Toronto and Dallas win because I think they said this will be the first time. And let me look at it real quick, just so I know I have read. I always like to read the little information. And it said Mavericks on the verge of worst start in 8 years. So that was like, are they going to really start the worst start in 8 years? If they lose. Jason Kidd saying still ain't no need to panic, etc. But we're going to go with Toronto. We're going to go with Toronto. Next game up, we got Portland Trail Blazers out on the road at the Clippers. Clippers giving 8.5. I think Clippers have no problem. Second game at home, coming off that bad loss to the Utah Jazz. I think Ty Lue he's one of them coaches. Eventually they'll be printing money. I mean, they're not gonna go 81-1. But I think they win tonight. Shout outs to Portland for beating Golden State the other night and Miami. Go figure, right? On the day after the scandals, both teams win. Right, that part. I think the Clippers win, and I think they cover. Next and last game on the slate, we got LA Lakers out on the road, giving 3.5 at the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings, let's look at the injury report real quick. Luka may be out. Yeah, Luka might be out. I'm surprised they're giving better lock this in now. Zach LaVine is questionable. He's up, he's down. Luka is up, he's down. Kibler's still out. The Lakers pretty much got the team they've been playing with. I like Sacramento with the 3.5. I think they could win outright, but if they don't win, I think they'll put up a hell of a fight. Second game at home. They did like the beam the other day against Utah, even though it was a hard fought game. They only won by one, right? Yeah, they only won by one at home. Utah is kind of fake sneaky. All right, guys, with that, let's get to the theme music real quick.
Winner, chicken dinner, money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, pop 'em his coupe or gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the bad line in the air, throwing signals. Winner, chicken dinner.
All right, winner, chicken dinner. And here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me. The winner, chicken dinner. We going with Toronto. We going with Sacramento. We going with Cleveland. And the play of the day is the LA Clippers. They should win. They should cover. I would put the Wizards as a lock, but can't do that. I would put Boston as a lock, but I can't do that. I'm just honoring those are my strong picks. Let me know who you like. Let me know who you're taking. Let me know what you think I'm bugging out at. Of course, I want to hear your feedback. And, of course, I appreciate you for rocking with me. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know what we're talking about. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. NBA, picking with Pop. We live. We rolling. We unscripted. We authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Let's get some money today.